until the bag of sunburst by the neighborhood. I forgot about the song. I listened to it when it was first released. And then forgot about it. This light is definitely gonna wake me up. So I just had something on my mind that I wanted to share. So my mom's mom, she always told me how her mom was sick. So she died in her like 50s. And she had diabetes and didn't take care of herself. And she has some kind of mental thing too. But my brain doesn't say that much about that. But apparently, one time she like ran around the kitchen with a knife going after like grandma's dad. If that explains the mental thing. I don't know. But my grandma describes her mom as she had the most pale blonde hair. It was like pure blonde, like light blonde, I guess. And she had green eyes. And my grandma said she was like very beautiful. And something about me is I never make eye contact with people. Unless I've known them for like at least 2 weeks. And so I've known my family a lot longer than that. But I don't see them every day, so I don't really make eye contact with them. Anyway. But my grandparents always try getting me to make eye contact with them. So my grandma one time was like trying to get me to look at her. And she said how she wants to see my pretty green eyes that look just like her mom. That was a few years ago. So when I was younger, I thought the fact that I had my great grandma's eyes, and then I probably had whatever kind of illness she had also. Because ever since I was young, I always felt like something was wrong with me. But maybe a kid who thinks that is actually because of the way that they're treated as a baby. Because if a baby's not giving what they need emotionally or physically or anyway by their parents, even when they are like crying and asking for it. I watched a YouTube video once that said that they're gonna have two options, and that's either there's something wrong with the world or there's something wrong with them. And apparently, most of the time, people will choose to believe, or those kids will choose to believe that there's something wrong with them. It was an interview with Dr. Mati or whatever. I don't really know how to pronounce his name. And I'm just gonna listen to this song on repeat. But my arm's getting tired holding you guys up there. I want to talk about my grandma and grandpa's house. So, when we were younger, there used to be two piggies in the backyard. One named Eli, and the other one named Bowtie. And as a kid, I never knew this, but they're actually more my uncle's pigs than my grandparents. And my uncle lived right next door, literally. And so anytime there is any food waste or extra food, my grandma would bring us up there so we could feed it to the piggies. Gotta turn down his music, I can't focus on what I'm saying. So, one piggy was like kind of furry with white and black fur, and the other one was kind of furry with all black fur. And they still have the little pig pen up there in the backyard. Next time I'm there, I'll show you that one. And the pig pen actually used to be a chicken coop back before I was even born. Because my grandma's lived there since she was in elementary school. Her dad built the house. And I secretly hope another one. It's Saturday. My first time ever trying soda was at my grandparents'. They have a local soda company called Castle Beverages nearby to where they live. So we walked down there, and they have crates of sodas there, and I think that My grandma asked the workers, "Can we just grab 2 sodas, please, for my grandchildren?" And they let us. So we chose our flavor. There were so many to choose from. Then we walked back to the house for a bottle opener. And my grandma opened the bottles for us. Because they were glass bottles. And I remember that I liked it. My brother didn't like it though. I feel like I got a green one. Probably green apple. By the way, this is a blanket that my dad's mom made homemade for me. Just recently, like a few months ago. And there was an animal shelter near my grandma's house that we would visit to sometimes. And there was a playground outside, and then there was an even older playground that was actually ancient near the entrance near. And it was green and had very tall vertical slide and a swing set that was also really tall. And I liked that playground really because most of the time there wasn't even on it. And you could swing facing the woods and it was really cool. Because in the woods, they had those little, like, wooden signs that tell you what kind of wildlife is in there. And there was, like, the ceiling, there was, like, a falling tree. There was sometimes, like, animals, like, maybe a raccoon or something. All of my cousins live there in Connecticut also. So sometimes we would visit them and they would visit us. So one cousin, the story was her mom was a drug addict, so she was raised by her like great aunt or something. So she basically had her and then didn't even see her daughter somehow. And my mom used to be friends with another when she was a teenager. But when she got into drugs, my mom had to stop talking to her. Her name was Jen. And my mom hadn't even known where she was for a long time. And when I was maybe like 8 or something, Jen had randomly called my mom, and she was really surprised. But nothing ever came of it. So that kid, her name was Alani. She was like 3 years younger than me, or 2 years, and she was always quiet. Didn't really seem to have that much of a personality to her. Then one year when she was in school, she sent me a what's it called when you send the letters to people? There's some cute name for it. I don't know. Some old-fashioned thing that doesn't really have any name. Not love letters, but like, I don't know. But yeah, so then I sent her back to her. She didn't ever send it back. So I knew it was just for school. But I was like, didn't know why she chose me to send it to. I never talked to her. But I thought it was nice. And I still have that letter at my grandma's house. Because my mom dumped off a lot of my stuff at my grandma's for school. Then another cousin's name was Mackenzie. And we used to play games on her phone. And her parents were rich and they were still together, so she had a lot more loud personality. And she was like maybe a year older than Alani was. And we would play like Penguin Slider on the phone. And they had one of those little kids' houses for her little sister named Ava, who was a little brat. And it was one of those houses that had like the fig tree and cooking stuff. And I never had that, so I was like, this is cool. That was kind of cool. And super big yard and go-karts. And they ate healthier. They liked Burt's Bees and Tom's and natural foods, which I liked too, but my mom never got for us. My mom always asked the cheap stuff. I think I was malnourished, and that's why I had issues later on. Because I was always skinny and didn't have a good understanding of what it meant to be healthy. They're working on the water today. And I'm done with this song. Stop. fell. Then we had one more cousin named Chase. And she was also like 3 years younger than me. Or a little younger even. Yeah, I think 3 years. And I didn't see her that often. Don't really remember her personality. But you can tell even at that early age who people are, which is interesting because it's based off of who their parents are and how they're, like, who they live with has a big factor. Like, it's literally just why kids are the way they are. And that's like your fundamental being in existence. My grandparents always brought us out to do stuff when we were there, which was different than at our own house because my parents never brought us anywhere at all. We were living pretty far away from a playground. The nearest playground was probably like 15 or 20 minutes away. And they just never even thought of bringing us to a playground for some reason. I don't think my parents liked us. Because I don't understand, like, how a parent would just be mean to you and tell you to go outside, but, like, not try to form any relationship or build your social skills with you. And I also used to be upset at the fact that my parents didn't tell me to make eye contact when I was younger, because then it would be a lot easier for me to make eye contact with people now. And I don't like having to not make eye contact because it stresses me out. So when I went to Colorado with my dad when I was younger, I remember one night they gave us like little lights in case we got scared in the dark or something. And I was sleeping in the same bedroom as my cousins, Dominic and Davis. And they got mad at me because I kept lifting up my pillow and shining the light. And they were like, go to bed. And yeah, they got annoyed at me because I did it so many times. But eventually I gave up. And I was just doing it because I was like, I don't know. It was the first night in Colorado. And I was sad. I just wanted attention. And I wanted to be able to talk to people, but I didn't have any of the skills necessary to make friends. Because my parents never exposed us to kids, so the dynamic was anytime my grandparents brought us out in public to a playground or something and there were other kids, my grandma would try getting us to talk to them, and she like forced it on us, but I was already really uncomfortable with it, and I just didn't understand why she was doing it, and I thought the way that my parents raised me was the right way, so I just assumed since my parents didn't think it was important, then I shouldn't think it was important to talk to other kids my age. This light is reminding me of the ambulance lights right now. My grandma described her father as like Jolly Bolly or something, because he was always happy. From a young age, I knew that constantly thinking about death was not good for my health. But I did it anyway. And my parents told me that I had to learn how to let things go. And I had to stop thinking. And it scared me more into thinking because they never told me what would happen if I didn't. And instead, my mom and grandma told me all about how their side of the family had a lot of issues and how that's what I have to look forward to when I'm older. So I was probably 10 when they told me that. And I guess a lot of the women, or all the women on my mom's side, have some form of dystonia. My mom has spasmodic dystonia, which is vocal cords just when she was 40 or something. It randomly just appeared after she found out my grandpa had cancer. And she started to lose her voice. Me being a little kid and always listening to what my mom said, I was thinking about the fairy tale side of things, where like if there was a fairy tale about someone losing their voice, it would probably be because they used it to do something evil before, or something like that. Because she also told me how she used to do a lot of things with her mind when she was younger. And the video size limit is about to end. I can't just ramble for hours anymore. That's upsetting. I'm gonna end it a second before 31:45 so that not all the times are the same. Maybe I'll end it at 31 on the dot.
too.